So for our lovely Mr. Z, I was hoping to do a little bit where, again, maybe working a bit with some of those stays. So remember, think about stay as in freeze tag with room service. So while your puppy is stuck in their stay, you could also sort of give them an extra option of enjoying something on that target. I know I've mentioned in the past helping them find value in going to that target and relaxing. So while we're working the stay, unlike the wait where you're calling them and asking them to come to you and break from the position, view stay as an, again, freeze tag with room service. So this is where your babe is going to get reinforced for not moving and for being stuck. So you're building up value in staying stationary versus, for example, movement behavior. So again, for Mr. Z to build up this lovely duration, you might start off first with small enough time frames where he's not getting too excited or overwhelmed. So if, let's say, for example, having a few snacks or items available, that could be another great way to, again, build up your duration. So again, as he's just working a little bit of a simple stay, when you want to end the stay, you'd go back to your babe and feed them for working the stay. In the beginning, your intervals between the snacks might be short and sweet. So what I mean by that is might be every few seconds, you go back and you'd feed your puppy, or you'd stay right here in front of him and feed him throughout. So what we're showing him is that while you're being stationary, this is when all the good stuff happens. So let's say we wanted to end our stay for him practicing for this little duration. He's got yogurt on his nose. He looks really cute. So again, we're going to give him his last little crumbs for doing this lovely stay. Once he's done consuming the snacks and he's all finished, I like to go all done with a little bit of touch and then get my puppy up. So if he's a little bit stuck, I wiggle my fingers, but there's no food for leaving the stay position. Stays do not have to happen on a blanket, but I do find that for a lot of dogs and puppies, starting off your stays on a target can be really helpful for building up your duration, but also going to a place and then finding relaxation beneficial. So we want to make sure that with Mr. Handsome, if let's say he's finding this to be really hard, we want him to start realizing that taking a break or doing some vegging has value. So again, if let's say we're feeding throughout this, he could be enjoying his Kong, but I might also be double whamming it where I'm also feeding him for being in his little target spot. Stays can happen anywhere, but I don't like to do a stay and wait from the same target. So I normally keep my stays for a bed behavior or a stay on a mat, but then I might use a stay anywhere else as well. I never use my recall with my weight on a target blanket. So that way I'm not confusing the babe as to why is it sometimes good to leave my spot and why is it sometimes not beneficial to leave my spot. So for now, again, we're going to feed the handsome guy for doing a great job with his duration here and feed him some more. So he's just enjoying his nice, yummy Kong from home. I think he's got a little bit of yogurt and some other doggy snacks inside. So he's doing a real nice job. Let's say we wanted to end the stay again. Remember, we're going to feed him for that stationary position. For the downstay, I do also sometimes like to feed between the feet. So that way you're feeding the ground and it helps him stay low versus trying to meet you halfway. He's like, my Kong rolled away. So, but let's say we wanted to end our stay. That's where you'd want to pick a slogan. So I normally would say all done. Some people might prefer the word free time, release, all set. I had a student that liked the word party, so she would have her release word, and then I normally would pair it with touch if they don't dislike touch, and then get them up and wiggling from that position. So we might again be like, again, feed the last little bit. Ready, Zeus? Nice job. He's like, lady, I really like my Kong, thanks. I might say, all done. He's like, I would really love to finish this bad boy off. So if let's say my puppy doesn't leave his spot, I was just moving the Kong so I don't distract him, get him up and wiggle. I sometimes will get my puppy's attention with sometimes my fingers. If he's a little bit overwhelmed or tired, you have moments where he maybe would rather stay in the down stay. There are times where maybe your puppy's pooped out and you can just let it kind of hang. If let's say he gets a little bit stuck, I might try and lure him a little bit off his mat. He's like, no, I really like doing my target training. And typically what I would do is if I lure him away, I'm going to ask for a different behavior instead. So I might do a sit or another skill, but not feed for leaving the mat. So notice how every time he targets the mat, I might go, yes, and then start feeding for that and building up that duration with the food or the snack item that he tends to enjoy. But Mr. Z is doing a beautiful job with a lot of these skills. I know it is getting towards the end of the day and all the babes are getting pooped out, but also with the extra noises from the building today, they're probably a little bit extra tired than usual. But make sure to give them some downtime at home so they're not getting too overtired and then having a hard moment. But all the babes are really doing a splendid job. So I know 2 of the boys are continuing. They're going to do another round. Miss M is taking a little breather, and that's okay too. We may find for Miss M, working some one-on-ones or maybe even a group program down the road might not be a bad idea. But again, no pressure. But again, guys, do feel free to reach out with questions or concerns, but also make sure that you are checking out the resources I have sent along thus far. Nice, and he's doing a great job with all the extra noises today with the building and holding this lovely vegging on his mat. So we'll give him a little break.